Hi, Smile Glen Songbird in New York City. Yes, the sun is the author of this play. I am mainstreaming clues to you on words. Yes, the sun is the author of this play on words. We have rehearsed on the astral plane. We knew our parts, word for word. Astral decoded. As Saint her author's will. Nature's secret. The secret of her nature is the author's will. Plain. Present will. Author entered Eden. Womb and the womb and has an Eden enjoyment den in her house or body where the fetus can rest until it's fully developed and ready to be born a human. Emblazoned on our hearts. Okay, so we have rehearsed on the astral plane. We knew our parts word for word. Emblazoned on our hearts. Talk and share, and the feelings you have about your parts. Present angel. Hurts. Okay, the angel's been hurt. The stops and starts. Death and life and rebirth. So went the roles of the gods, heaven sent, to help Jesus marry his sister, Mary Magdalene, and Adam get with his wife, Eve Venus, Christmas Eve, the same woman. At that time, there was only one of a kind. She'd captured the hearts and minds, train of thought of the sun shine. When it rains, the sun is crying. His production is dying. It's hit a snag. One or more of the extras stopped to brag. God. This is a little poem I wrote. Hi, I'm half awake, though my body does not move, because I'm still half asleep too. Two opposites my body can do. Okay, hashtag 555, new topic. The debts we can't forgive. A full description of the college fraud on the Owen Benjamin channel. I live on Social Security and on this channel he really denigrates people who live on Social Security. He calls them vile. The name of this video is Nasty Hypocrite, Fake Jew Owen Benjamin. Okay, now I was saying that I live on Social Security and the government deducts money from my check or a student loan from my check. And my check is less than $1,000 a month. So if you think you can live easily in New York City on less than $1,000 a month, you don't know New York City, how expensive it is. And I go on to say that we thought we were doing the right thing, we baby boomers, who he calls vile people, when we were working and we allowed them to deduct. We didn't allow, it was mandatory that they take from your check quite a large amount of tax for Social Security. So now that we're living on Social Security, people are saying we're terrible. Well, Owen Benjamin is saying we're terrible, when that's the way it was set up. We were supposed to have insurance for our old age. What does he expect us to do? Stop living on Social Security and starve? I mean, he's ridiculous. Okay, so nasty hypocrite fake Jew Owen Benjamin. They call themselves Jews so they can claim to be special people chosen by God. Those are black people. The special people chosen by God are black people. They are the real Jews. Return Israel to the real Jews. And then he talks about his relationship with his own soul. Okay, the energy in his body, Aunt Jemima, President Ulysses S. Grant, is coming out because he is guilt-ridden as President Ulysses S. Grant because he betrayed the country and signed into law a thing making it a corporation, therefore putting our Constitution in the dustbin, in the Act of 1871. You can Google it. And so his relationship with his own soul, he's trying to hide his guilt from himself. And he knows he did bad. So what he does is he finds all the good people, the great souls, and finds something bad about them. And we know there's something bad about everybody because, everybody knows we're imperfect. So, or some people are imperfect. Most people are imperfect. There are very few advanced souls in the country. So he finds the bad thing about great souls and rants about them, because he's ranting about himself. Okay, and so that's the relationship with his own soul, is he's battling to keep his ego intact, where he doesn't have to admit to his wife and others that he did a bad thing. And he doesn't have to apologize. And nobody's going to arrest him and put him in jail for treason. That's what he's hustling. He's really fighting to keep the truth of what he did in 1871 hidden. The love of money, Ulysses S. Grant, that's what I said. He did it for money. The Rothschilds, the fake Jews at that time, said they could not loan America money and why America needed money was because she had just come out of the Civil War, and the war had bankrupted America. It made us become broke. We were broke. America was broke. And so the Rothschild says, well, you have to become a corporation before we'll loan you money. We can't just loan money to a broke country. So that's why he did it, for the love of money. So then, like I said, he calls vile the entire generation of people called the baby boomers who paid into Social Security. Now they're getting Social Security, and Owen Benjamin is saying they're vile for not forgiving the debts of their children who went to college. But I went to college late, so I'm collecting Social Security, but not the full amount, because they're deducting from my college loan. And I went to a state university, cheaper than the private universities. So as baby boomers, we did what we thought was right. We worked and paid the high Social Security taxes. And then when we retired, we collected. That's the way they said it was going to be. So what's this new deal about we're so bad? Stefan Molyneux has the same attitude. what the fuck do they expect us to do? We have to have money to live on. That's all the money we have to live on. Maybe we would have made more provisions if they hadn't told us this is what you do in this world. You work and you pay the high Social Security taxes. Then when you retire, you collect a pension. So that's what we thought, you know. Benjamin feels comfortable using the word nigger. This is a new topic about him. Using the words nigger because he was Aunt Jemima. Nigger means and Aunt Jemima was black, and some people would have called her nigger. I don't call her a nigger because she provided food. She had a service. You know, she wasn't a nigger. Means someone slothful and lazy. I didn't get the impression that Aunt Jemima was slothful and lazy. I got the impression that she made delicious food and with a smile on her face. Owen Benjamin belongs in prison. He was a traitor. Okay, I explained that. He betrayed the United States Constitution and made us a business, a corporation. So we're no longer pursuing happiness. We're pursuing profits, money that we get from other people. We get their money, trust. People trust Owen Benjamin because they don't know he's the traitor, Ulysses S. Grant. You know, most people don't even know that Grant made us and the Congress, a traitorous Congress, made us a corporation. Most people don't know the United States for America became the United States of America, a corporation. Most people don't know we're a corporation. So the Boomer video, he played a video, animated, a cartoon about boomers. And I'll say the Boomer video, like Owen Benjamin, is not funny. He was roaring with laughter. I didn't think it was funny at all. Okay, so the name of this video that I'm talking about, hashtag 555, the debts we can't forgive, a full description of the college fraud, Owen Benjamin, page 2. My video called Nasty Hypocrite Fake Jew Owen Benjamin. Okay, that's what my video is called. Owen Benjamin says, phony that he is, as he lies to himself, that he eats very healthy. Is it not healthy to eat dead, rotting corpses, dead animal body parts? That's not healthy. He pridefully says he's thinking clearly. How could a fake Jew think clearly? His foundational belief is a lie. He believes he's a chosen people, you know, the people, the cockroach consciousness in human bodies who call themselves proudly Jews are not God's chosen people who broke covenant with God more than once. They are fakes to try to get the favored people status. Status talked about here. ST for saints at thrown overboard in U.S. Okay, the saints are those people who are thrown overboard in U.S., who are not allowed to prosper and enjoy the American life. Status. Saints at us. You, son, has status. You, the son, has status as Saint Savior, and his son, Jesus Christ, Govinda Singh, and his daughter, the son's daughter, Mary Magdalene, the Michelle Birdsong, and the son's daughter's sons, Seth, Will Smith. He was Adam and Eve's third and perfect son. The other two were not perfect. King Charlemagne sing Birdsong, and the son's daughter, and Mary's daughters King James of England, Queen Victoria, Robin Birdsong, and explorer Christopher Columbus, who found a home for heaven on earth, America, Melanie L. Spear, and status, Saint Act 2, also belongs to the guardian angels of the sun's daughter, Eve, Venus, even us, event us, time of Adam and Eve. Okay, Adam didn't do bad. Adam and Eve didn't do bad. I'm talking about even us. They didn't do bad. They were following their instincts, letting nature take its course. He was an animal, a dead in the head, dead in the heart bear. That's Owen Benjamin. He was an animal. Owen Benjamin is an animal, a dead in the head, dead in the heart bear. An angel is Eve, soft-hearted, according to her part she had to play. A woman and a clitoris is a soft heart. A sexual part. The stick, the man, has a hard part. You see, the basis of life is sex. So a woman, this is a part she had to play. A den, Eden, where all needs you take care of. Unconditional love for your baby. So when Cain wanted to love his mother all the way, she couldn't help but let him love her all the way, because that was her nature. Make the family happy at all costs. And when Adam, the ape, beat her and kicked her and stomped her and did the same thing to Cain, his son, when he found they loved each other, he was doing his nature, because he was an animal. Animals can't do logos. Animals can't do logic. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. There was no words that could make Adam understand why Eve and Cain were loving each other, because Cain was protecting his mother and taking care of his mother and giving his mother love and comfort and pleasure, because he saw what a brute his animal father was to her. So you see how that worked. Now, as far as the second son, Abel, would not give up the teat. He was big. He was a big kid, and he kept wanting to suck the teat. He kept wanting to feel that he was still in Eden, where he was one with his mother. He was her sucker. So you see, then Cain tried to stop Abel because their mother's nipple was cracked and bleeding, and tears were coming down her face. But she didn't want to let on to Abel because she didn't want to hurt his feelings that he was hurting her. So Cain had enough of it. He protected his mother again. And he snatched, one day he got fed up and he snatched Abel from his mother's teat and knocked him to the ground. He hit his head on a rock and bled to death. But that was everybody's nature. You know, it's not easy to wean a child from the breast, usually. I was able to wean my son sing birdsong just by stopping, you know. I should have explained it to him so his intellect would have understood, but I didn't do that. So I don't know, maybe I hope one day we can talk and share about it and it can be cleared up. Okay, so you understand that's what happened to the first family. And they got separated because Eve eventually crawled away from the garden and made it on her own, where she went through life being the soft-hearted one that people sucked off of, fed off of. And Adam evolved to be a man, and he's Michael Bublé, and he's a good man today. Abel, of course, is Michael Phelps. He's a hero, a swimming champion. Won more medals than anybody else in the Olympics. Will Smith, Seth, the third son, was always perfect. He's doing great. And Will Smith for president. We want him to be president. Okay, now what we got here? I caught her undermining my victory. This is a new topic. I caught myself being needy. This is the explanation of an interaction with a so-called friend. She's my only friend. She's my enemy. Same situation as with my half-sister Helen. I had no choice but love my enemy, Helen. Hell entered in her. She was in whose care my mother had put me in. I think I'm going to have to give up my only friend because she's my enemy. She keeps undermining my happiness. I gave up Helen. I can give up Robin, who is playing the role of Helen. That's why I used to think she was Helen. It's projection. Helen patterned herself after Andoni, who was Robin. Andoni overate. Helen overeats. Robin overeats. They're all plumped. Helen's fat, and Andoni's fat. Robin's just plump. Who is Andoni? So Andoni overeats less than she did when she was Andoni. Andoni served her husband. I'm just showing you they're the same pattern. Helen serves her man, Isaac Richardson. This is Helen Long is her name. Robin speaks in public. Helen speaks in public. Andoni used to speak in public. So it's Andoni. Helen patterned herself after Andoni. Robin patterned herself after Helen, who's patterning herself after Andoni, who's really Robin. Okay. Andoni was a small-time do-gooder. Helen and Robin are small-time do-gooders. Robin volunteers at the library and at the church. And Helen used to volunteer in Libya until Ebola came out. I don't know if she's still over there with those people who have Ebola. I tried to please Andoni, but she kept putting me on the spot. She asked me how many beans were in a long, big jar one day. I was a little kid. How am I supposed to know how many beans are in the jar? But I tried to guess. Of course, I wasn't accurate. She wanted me to learn to play the piano. She sent me to this teacher who hit my hands, my fingers. You know, when you have piano lessons, your mother or your other mother, Andoni was my other mother, should take you to the lesson so the teacher doesn't hit you. She wanted me to sing in church, but we hadn't rehearsed. So I broke out into giggles when the time was to sing. And then one day I had this huge problem. Is God pleased with me? Am I going to heaven? Am I going to earth? She made me shut up, telling her my problem. I don't like your choice of words, was her attitude. No, I will not tell you which words offended me, was her attitude, for your future reference. You will always have to be insecure and unsure. I will never allow you to build self-confidence interacting with me. Because you might outshine me. So I, Andoni, Helen, Robin, have to keep crippling you, knocking your legs out from under you, so that you can't walk, can't even stand on your own 2 feet. You'll never walk alone. because I will always knock you down. I am your enemy. Black people, Jews, are cursed. The other black people sold them into slavery. You see, it's the same situation. Their family was their enemy. My family is my enemy. It's in the DNA. Black people are killing other black people more than cops are killing them, more than anybody's killing them. Because the family, the black family, is the enemy of each other. And the family is a pillar of society. That's the foundation of society. Black people are destroying our culture because they're enemies of each other. Christ's family, the other Jews, were his enemy. Christ's family, his disciple Judas, was his enemy. Jesus Christ's family and a cowardly snake, Pontius Pilate, now Michael Bublé's wife, who undermines himself. So anyway, before I go on to this, these people, Christ's family killed them. Okay? He was a rabbi. The Jews killed him. Okay, Judas was a Jew. See, the Jews killed them, the real Jews. So Michael Bublé's wife was Pontius Pilate. She undermines his self-confidence and happiness, then shows her teeth, shows her beauty, or gives him some pussy to make him think she loves him when she despises him for being good, showing up the fact that she's bad, evil. He has good intentions toward her. She has bad intentions toward him. Same thing for his son Gary Crosby. He tried to destroy Bublé's career by nearly destroying himself. He gave himself cancer. Cancer's eating itself alive. Because Gary knew that Bublé loved him. So Gary, Noah Bublé, who hated his father Bing Crosby, hates himself and hates his father, Michael Bublé. Two of Gary Crosby's brothers shot themselves in the head, dead, to get back at Bing for making them feel dead while alive, the feeling of the neglected soul. I will never neglect you, said Jesus Christ. Okay, so my point is that Gary Crosby, Noah, was willing to die to hurt Michael Bublé, the same as his brothers died to hurt Bing. I will neglect you over the PA system to the crowd of his disciples, spoke Jesus Christ in Baltimore, Gurinder Singh, shortly after he was appointed head guru of Satsangis, Jesus Christ's disciples. I knew he was talking to me. I didn't know that he was talking only to me. I'm going to have to give up my so-called friend. I'm not willing to continue this one-sided relationship where I'm treated like a doormat that you clean the dust off the bottom of your shoes on. I'm abandoning my role of fool, the one who brings the apple to school, and the teacher hates me for being innocent and clearly needing approval of someone. I could not share my good news that Will Smith commented that my video was very interesting and gave it 3 thumbs up with Jessica the RN or with Robin. Jessica only relates to sick, miserable people. If you are well and happy, she tries to make you sick and miserable, so you'll need her. So she'll have an easy, familiar part to play. Spoiler, Satan. She at tearing angel down. Okay, I don't think okay, I'll have to do this next page on the next video for some amount of time. It's Mild Red Songbird. I hope you've understood the psychological study of the insidious, passive-aggressive people in the culture. So long.